Hey friends, it's Carly here, and I'm thrilled to be joining in Justine's 50 Cards for 50K hop. What a fun video hop, and also congrats to Justine for having such an awesome YouTube channel. Justine, you totally rock. So today I thought I would share a few of my favorite techniques using negative die cuts. I love my die cuts, but I find I'm often just using that negative space. And one of the first ways I do that is with shaker windows. So I'm positively addicted to making shaker cards. One of my dearest loves is word shakers. So let me show you how those come together. So I'm starting off with what will be my background for my shaker window. I'm using that die cut as a guide to make little pencil marks so I know how big to ink blend my rainbow. I want to make sure it's big enough. And I'm just using Distress Oxide inks and blending brushes to create a bright and happy background there. So now once I've ink blended my rainbow, I need to make that shaker window. So I've die cut the giant high from 110-pound solar white cardstock, and I'm adhering acetate to the back of that. I've got strong tape on the edges of the acetate, but I also am putting a little liquid glue around that die cut opening, just because I want to make sure everything stays nice and stuck down. Now I saved the little inside of the H loop and I'm going to adhere it to the front of the acetate with the glue pen just so that my letter looks complete. It actually didn't look too bad without it, but now it's complete. Then I use foam tape to build a container on the back, fill it with sequins, and close the whole container with that rainbow panel that I made, and then it's ready to go on my card for my shaker card. So now a second way that I like using negative die cuts is to create DIY stencils. I like to start with a half sheet of acetate, so 5.5 by 8.5. I place my die cut generally in the middle and then run it through my die cut machine, so you can see like with this heart stencil I've made. I like all that extra space around the opening because I find that I am a messy crafter despite my best efforts, and this keeps me from getting stray ink on my project where I don't want it. So that keeps my fingers out of the way, that keeps me from over blending with my blending brush, all those kinds of things. Now to use that stencil, I just tack it down with some low tack tape, and for this card I'm using Distress Oxide and blending brushes again, and then I've got this colorful heart background. When I pull my stencil up, you can see it's super easy to clean with just a baby wipe. But that actually reminds me of another reason I love DIY stencils so much is because if I use a really messy medium like glimmer paste or texture paste and the stencil's toast, I don't feel too bad about trashing it because I can always make a new one. Okay, so this last thing I want to share with you is creating DIY cover plates. Now this is something I like to do with my dies. For this card, I've got another ink blended rainbow background, and then I've got this cute little flower die. I'm going to tack it down, run it through my die cut machine, and then just repeat until I've cut enough flowers that I'm happy with how that cover looks. Then I'm going to adhere it over my rainbow, and ta-da, I've got it. So you can see more about the supplies I used in the video description below. There's also more still shots on my blog. And if this has gotten you excited to learn more about techniques for card making, which I hope it has, be sure you check out Justine's class. I will put a little link in the video description, and I will also put a little more info about prizes. So check that out, guys. Now, thank you so much, Justine, for creating such a fun hop and asking me to join. And thank you guys for watching. Happy crafting!